When I'm really obsessed with a bag, I'll just keep collecting like everything. I just find now, from now on, I'm a lot like Jess, like, are you gonna sell this bag in the future because you've sold 30 Louis Vuitton bags? And hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jess. If you enjoy handbag videos, please like and subscribe to my channel. You'll super love it. So today I'm going to be talking about all the Louis Vuitton bags that I've had in the past. To be honest, I probably won't talk too much in detail about every single one because there are even some which I feel like I could have forgotten. That's how insane I've been over the last like 3 years. So guys, you may notice that I don't have really many Louis Vuitton bags anymore. I have sold most of my, well, I only have one Louis Vuitton bag left, my multi-pochette bag, and the main reason why I'm keeping this is because I have a soft spot for pochette bags, and I did have quite a few in the past, and I thought the only pochette I really need is the multi-pochette, and I do use it a lot. And I have world tourized it, so it has my name, so even if I wanted to sell it, it might be a bit challenging. So I'm going to be talking about mainly I guess the most popular Louis Vuitton bags I've owned, what wear and tear I saw on them, how I liked wearing them, the versatility, and whether they're actually worth it for you as well. I think a part of me really got obsessed with collecting monogram because there are so many YouTubers out there, guys, that collect monogram and show off their Louis Vuitton collections, and I just wanted a little bit of part of that. I love hype. Like, this sounds really silly, but if there's like a line to somewhere, I'm like, what's going on? Like, I just love knowing what the hype is about. So I think definitely with Louis Vuitton, I got sucked into hype quite a lot, especially with some of these really kind of classic bags. Firstly, guys, my first Louis Vuitton bag that I purchased from the boutique was the Palm Springs mini backpack. Mine was the old zipper version, so I had it in the monogram. When I purchased it, it was very hard to get. It was a very kind of wait list bag. Everybody wanted it, and I felt so cute wearing it, and I put my Lindy SS pom-pom on it. Loved it, guys. And I also had my Gabrielle backpack from Chanel at the same time, and I was kind of contemplating whether I really needed a Palm Springs backpack if I already had my Chanel backpack, which, to be honest, I do like my Chanel one more. It's a little bit more special, and I was contemplating getting rid of this Palm Springs mini even after 6 months of wearing it, but then I noticed the zip had some defects on it. The old Palm Springs mini had a lot of chafing issues with the zip, and a lot of people found their zips were really hard to open and close, so I ended up getting a replacement Palm Springs mini because mine was defective. And I had that probably for another year or so, and I still really enjoyed it. I find this bag really good for, like, you know, if it's a little bit raining outside, you don't want to take out like a Chanel bag. It's got the black trim, so, you know, no vachetta, and it's just really cute, to be honest. It's a bit of a novelty piece, but it's still at the same time quite functional, and I think it suits most people, and I actually most enjoyed wearing it the backpack way. So I just like the kind of versatility of the bag. I wouldn't say it's as popular as it used to be, and it's definitely a lot easier to find in the boutique. It's definitely not like a rare bag anymore like they were kind of making it out to be, and I did end up selling it because I kind of just got sick of it, basically. Next, guys, the Pochette Métis. I've had this twice. The first time I got it in the reverse monogram, and I remember when I bought this bag, guys, it was so hard to get. My friend managed to secure one for me at Louis Vuitton, and after work, me and my colleague went all the way to Crown to pick it up. I was like, yeah, I've got this Pochette Métis on hold, and they're like, no, that's impossible, it's too hard, like, have you shopped it? No. And they were making a big fuss about like finding the bag, and then they eventually saw that it was on hold for me. And they said, okay, quickly pay. And they didn't even show me the bag. They were just like, okay, pay. And I'm like, oh, can I see it first? And they're like, oh, okay. And then they quickly showed me and they wrapped it up. So I don't think they wanted to create hype about other people in the store seeing it or something. Anyway, it was like so hyped back then. Like, this was like 3-4 years ago. The reverse one was really cool, but I found that it was a very functional bag. It fit quite a lot. I found that the canvas strap wasn't as comfortable as I would have liked. I think if you get this in leather, I think it's a lot more malleable and it probably sits nicer on your shoulder. So the canvas strap I found a little bit annoying. Also the reverse monogram is a little bit harder to style with colors. It's a lot more of a busy pattern, and monogram in general doesn't really go with everything, especially if, I don't know, you're like me, you wear like textured or patterned outfits. Monogram does kind of clash. Like even today, like it looks okay, but honestly, if I just wore like this, it would go better weirdly. So I think a lot of people get stuck into the thought of like monogram is neutral. I don't disagree. For me, I found it kind of difficult to style monogram, and especially reverse monogram. So I ended up selling it because I wanted to get, I didn't love it that much at the time. I just thought it was a little bit, maybe just not fun enough for me. I think I would have preferred it in the leather version actually, like the plain black empreinte or even the pastel pink color, or even like I've seen a really nice red. I think I would have preferred it in the leather, just a block plain color. And a lot of people were saying that they were having, you know, defects with the cracking with the canvas, so I got a bit scared about that as well, and I ended up selling it for a profit. Everything I've sold earlier on, I sold for a profit because there was still hype bags. And that Pochette Métis was a hype bag for a really long time. So yeah, I sold it, I flipped it, I got my money. And yeah, that's the good thing about Louis Vuitton is sometimes if it's a hot item and you're hesitant about it, you don't love it that much, you can pretty much get your money back on it or sometimes profit. Recently though, because Louis Vuitton is so high, the prices, it's very hard to flip a Louis Vuitton bag anymore, honestly. And I wasn't purposely flipping these Louis Vuitton bags. I actually wanted to keep them, but with trends, if it's like a very sought after and hyped piece and you kind of don't find that you love it that much, why not sell it for what people are going to pay? Like, that's pretty much what I did back then. I've also had the bomb bag. That is a great bag. That was probably my favorite Louis Vuitton. Yeah, actually, to be honest, the bomb bag was probably my favorite Louis Vuitton bag that I've had. That one I just looked cool wearing that, and it's just so easy to style. It fits a lot. It's super comfy because the strap is leather as opposed to the Pochette Métis, so it's a lot more comfortable to wear and it molds to your body. Obviously, there's a lot of vachetta on that, so I would totally buy that again in like world tour, so it's all black. Yeah, if I was gonna buy a bag again, I'd probably get the bum bag. That was a really good bag. I love so 100% recommend the bum bag, guys. Like, I would totally buy that back again, and the price point is not that bad either. That's, to be honest, my favorite Louis Vuitton bag, even over the Palm Springs Mini. I think it just has a bit more street cred about it. So I always wanted the Cherry Speedy from the Takashi Murakami collection, and I was searching for this bag for years. I did end up picking one up on eBay, and I got it from America. The one I got, I did use for quite some time. It was my favorite Louis Vuitton bag for about a year or two. I can't remember now, guys. And yeah, I loved the Cherry Speedy, and definitely the value of them on the pre-love market is going up every year because they're becoming harder to find. My particular one, I didn't love the wear and tear on it, and it had a bit of a funky, like, musty smell, which I didn't love, which is why I sold it only recently. So that was that. And I got a lot into the Murakami. I've talked about this a lot, guys. I got into the Murakami kind of throwback early 2000s vibe because why did I get into that, guys? It's because I was just obsessed. I don't know, I have so many fashion books, guys, and I love reading about older collections and like looking through like Vogue Runway at like old fashion shows, and I was really obsessed with like early 2000s and older Louis Vuitton shows, and I even started watching some of like the early ads of Louis Vuitton and that sort of thing. I was just like really encapsulated with that era at some point. So I was collecting a lot of multicolor. I had the Trouville bag, I had the I Miss You bag, which is very rare, guys. I had some little heart, I had a heart SLG coin purse. I had a Speedy HL. I've had it in a few colors, and I even had some of the pochettes. I had a Steven Sprouse graffiti pochette only recently in the cherry one. I would have loved to get the panda or the little onion dude, but they're usually a lot rarer. But I was really looking for like the Vavin PM at one point, and the onion guy is only on the trunks, but that would have been a dream. I was never able to secure the super rare items. Like, there was a lot of super rare items. Oh, I even had like the cherry blossoms. Like, I had a Sac Retro, a Pochette. I was looking for the Papillon, but I never got it. So yeah, I was really obsessed with this era of Louis Vuitton, but I ended up selling everything because I go through phases of collecting where I just collect a whole lot of it, and I'm like, wow, that is a collection. And then once I'm satisfied with the collection, I tend to just sell it all off, which is kind of weird, but I don't regret selling all my Louis Vuitton kind of Murakami pieces. I really enjoyed them while I had them. I may add one back in the future, but I don't know. As I said, I usually sell these things off. Sometimes I make a profit. Some of them I made a loss, but some probably most of them I made a profit on. And then I put it back into Chanel. I love Chanel. Chanel is my favorite brand. So if there's a Chanel bag that I want, I will happily sell some Louis Vuittons to get it. If you ask me, would you rather have, you know, one Birkin or a whole lot of Chanel bags? I'd rather have a whole lot of Chanel bags. I just love Chanel. And I think it's just the style, and the details on Chanel bags and the quality, actually. You know, a lot of the Louis Vuitton bags that I'd had, like, you know, the Pochette Matisse, the Palm Springs Mini, even like the Speedies and the hardware issues and the canvas, they all have quality. They all have very common quality issues. And even with some of the newer Louis Vuitton bags, I found that the hardware wasn't wearing as well as some of my newer Chanel bags and that sort of thing. And that also deterred me from buying stuff from the brand. I also got into the Escale collection at one point, and I had this beautiful Neo Noe. It was this awesome pastel colorway, and I loved it, guys. Actually, I think that probably really kicked off my YouTube channel at the start because a lot of people hadn't really bought anything from that collection. Yeah, I loved the color scheme. There were minor details on that bag where I found the quality wasn't as good, like on the glazing. The versatility of it probably wasn't there. Maybe if it was just one solid pastel color, I would have been able to style it easier, but it was pretty hard to style that particular bag, but I did love it. I also had the toiletry from that collection, which I ended up selling, and the mini pochette, which I also sold. I sold everything, guys, but I was really obsessed with that Escale collection at the start of the first lockdown. When I'm really obsessed with a bag, I'll just keep collecting like everything. That's just the way I am. I kind of recognize it in myself when I'm going down that road, because I can go really overboard sometimes with collecting certain things, and that's how I was. I'm an all or nothing person, so yeah, I'm kind of like a nothing person with Louis Vuitton. There's so many other bags, guys. I had my denim pouchy, which I sold recently. That was a really cool one from, I think, 2008. I've had the mini, the nano speedy, which I scored from the boutique. I ended up selling that to my friend. I just didn't really, it didn't wow me. I didn't love thought the strap was quite awkward on it. I wish it was, if it was a detachable strap, honestly, I would have kept it. But, you know, the vachetta, the awkward strap, I mean, it was a little bit boring to me. I actually prefer my square mini Chanel bags and, my square mini Chanel bag and some of my mini in my walk, and I don't know, I preferred the look of my Chanel little mini bags compared to that Nano Speedy. I just didn't think I needed it. I had my Nano Elmo, which I also sold. Again, the strap was awkward. You couldn't detach it, which irritated me. And it's not even the fact that it didn't detach. The way that it drapes was very awkward. There are some bags, like, I absolutely love the Mini Lindy from Hermes, and it's not just because it's Hermes, it's because the colors that they come in are amazing, and the strap on that is actually not detachable, but the way it drapes is a lot more fluid, and it doesn't look as awkward as what I found on some of these Nano Louis Vuitton bags. Yeah, so I would love a Mini Lindy, to be honest, but probably not this year or next year, maybe at some point in my life. But It wasn't even the detachable strap thing, it was just the way that the strap draped, which didn't really flow very nicely with the bag, so I sold it. I also had the beach pouch at one point with the giant monogram. That was I was really obsessed with that bag, but I was a little bit worried that the plastic would probably deteriorate over time, and the inside was this really light pink color, so I was a bit worried about the wear and tear in the bag. I ended up making money on that. Canned bag I sold to my friend. That was just a really awkward zip style, and again the reverse monogram, a little bit hard to style. I don't hate it. I actually really like the reverse monogram. I think it looks really nice, but yeah, I don't know, I just didn't love it at the time. I think I prefer a solid color or something a little bit more less logo-y. I don't know what it was, to be honest. Oh yes, and I had my Vanity PM. I had it in from the first launch of it, I had it in the monogram when it was really hard to get. And I decided that I didn't really need it because it was too similar to my Palm Springs Mini at the time. And I ended up selling that for a minor profit because it was really hard to get. And then I was obsessed with the Game On collection, guys. I really wanted that heart bag, like, so badly. And then my SA offered me the Vanity PM in the Game On collection, and I just bought it because I had FOMO and I bought it and I really liked it. I thought it was really cute. I wore it quite a lot, and then later on I got sick of it. I think I'm just a bit sick of monogram and all the logos. And also it wasn't the easiest bag to use, but it was really cute. But I was also a little bit worried about the color transfer, it being white. Maybe I should have got it in the black colorway. To be honest, I actually preferred it. Now looking back, I probably preferred it in the brown monogram. That one kind of looks like a little caramel. I really like it with the golden reverse on the top. I probably prefer the Vanity PM in just the plain classic monogram. I think it works really well. And I would buy that back again, but it's just, the zips again are a little annoying. And I ended up selling my Game On one to a friend, and I made a big loss. I think I made like a $900 loss on that. So well, and then yeah, that's that. So and then I put my money towards other bags basically, and this is pretty much my collection now. And I have like my world tour multi-pochette, which I also had FOMO for. I'll try it because I actually bought this originally with the pink strap, and then I sold it. I flipped it, and then I missed it, so I wanted to get it again, but it was really hard to get at the time, and so I you know, spontaneously ordered the world tour version, and then it became easier to get, and I was like, oh crap, I've spent more for the world tour version, but I kind of liked how I personalized it myself anyway. But to be honest, I don't know if I would have actually kept this if I didn't world tour it. I mean, maybe I would have. I don't know. I'm really cutthroat with Louis Vuitton, which if it's not working out for me, I just get rid of it. Sometimes it takes a while for you to discover the bags that you really love. And for me, I'm definitely more of a Chanel girl. So yeah, a lot of people will buy a Chanel bag and think, what, they don't get it, and then they'll sell it and they'll be happy with Louis Vuitton. Some people are happy with getting a lot of Prada. Like, everyone is different. I thought I'd share with you guys my experience today with some of my bags that I've had, some of the issues that I faced, and yeah, basically I think if I was going to rebuild my Louis Vuitton collection, I'd probably get a Speedy 25. Probably a bandolier, to be honest, just because it's got that strap on it. I think that's pretty classic, can't go wrong with that. And I would get it in, would I though? Maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I wouldn't. I think it's a little bit boring for me at this point. I would probably get the new Speedy 20 in the blue. That's a good bag. I actually prefer the leather bags, to be honest. I've never really owned a Louis Vuitton leather bag. But I feel like the canvas, I don't like the cracking issues it has and the glazing, and it's a little bit fussy. A lot of people would argue that the canvas is cheaper and a lot more durable, but I realize I actually prefer leather bags. So yeah, and I think I would get the Speedy 20. I think a lot of the bags I got, I think I would have preferred it in the leather version. Like, maybe even the Vanity PM I would have preferred in the leather options. The Poche and Matisse I may have kept if I got it in leather. I just had a lot of issues with the canvas and the vachetta. Yeah, so if I was going to rebuild my collection, I'd probably get a Speedy, some sort of Speedy, because it's classic in a leather, most likely. Oh, and guys, I had the Alma BB as well, which I sold to my friend because I found it a little bit, I found it too boring. I've seen a lot of young girls with it as well, and I just got over it, honestly. It was a great bag though. I actually kind of miss the Alma BB sometimes. So I think if I was going to get another Alma BB, I would get it in epi leather. Even though it's not as like classic as the Monogram or the Damier, I don't know, I'd probably get it in epi, yeah, because I do like the shape. I'm not a fan of the handles, how they flop down though. That's why I prefer the mini bolide. Yeah, I think if you're starting out, get the Alma BB. I would get it in epi. I think it's a little bit more versatile, just a flat color. I would get the Speedy, any size you like, but maybe get it in, yeah, like Omron or leather again. I just prefer leather personally. The pochettes are great. Get some sort of pochette bag. They're really handy, really versatile. And if you want to get into a tote, yeah, Louis Vuitton are really good for tote bags. So probably, yeah, I mean, I'd probably get a lot of use out of a Neverfull. I just never found Neverfull that interesting, so I've never bothered to save up for one. But I guess, yeah, that would also be a good starter bag. And yeah, I do have 2 key clays from Louis Vuitton, which I use religiously. The key clay is probably my favorite SLG. So yeah, there are still things that I love from Louis Vuitton, and I still follow Louis Vuitton. I still am obsessed with knowing what's coming out from them. But I just find now, from now on, I'm a lot like Jess, like, are you going to sell this bag in the future because you've sold 30 Louis Vuitton bags? And that's how I am going forward. So sorry if this video was a little bit waffly. It's probably a little bit confusing. I've most likely forgotten to mention some bags, but I hope you found that interesting anyway. And if there's any questions you have for me about any of the bags that I've sold or whether I recommend them, please question it down below and I'll answer you. And yeah, thanks for watching my video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!